What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we'll be looking at another interesting and creepy TikToks from around the world. First and foremost, thank you so much to each and every subscriber. I highly appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. Those of you who haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Like and subscribe to my channel. And let's build this channel from the ground up. See you guys in the video. The craftsmanship on that, you guys think it's X's and chisels?
So y'all just gonna act like y'all don't see it. Y'all gonna act like y'all don't be noticing all them flies that be around y'all all the time. It's not because it's summertime. It's not because it's something that, yeah, you know exactly what it is. And if you don't, I'ma tell you. Y'all, now you see, y'all be playing. Y'all be playing. Look, if you really wanna know what the meaning is for flies, when flies be flying around, you drop, I want to know in the comment section, and I will inbox it to you. When you read this and you find this out, it's going to totally blow your mind. And share it with a friend so that everybody know. It's a meaning to the reason why all those flies been around. And when you find out who sent them and why they're there, it might just blow your mind. So right now, comment in my comments, info. That's what I want to see. Info. I will inbox as many people as I can until my finger get tired. Yesterday, I sent out over 1,100 messages to the point where TikTok stopped me from sending messages for a few hours. But I'm back up and running. And don't wait. Be one of the first, because this will blow your mind and be a story for years to come. Let's go.
What is going on in the skies of Canada? What is that?
Oh my god. Jay, what are we seeing?
Some kind of rod. Multicolored rod.
And now the top line is right.
What is that? Is mommy looking at the right thing?
That is insane, y'all. Some sort of rod. I've never seen anything like that before, ever,
Jay,
y'all.
what are we seeing?
Some sort of strip of light.
What is that? Is mommy looking at the right
If
thing?
anybody knows what this is, comment below. This is actually insane. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay weird.
All my people from Canada, is that real? Is it AI or what?
In
What's happening?
1897, a New York newspaper published a map showing the Earth as a flat plane. This is a full map of the entire Earth, as it was published by the New York Journal on January 31st, 1897. This was mainstream media putting a flat Earth front and center for the public to see. Why would a respected newspaper publish this? What did they know back then that we're not being told now? It was detailed, illustrated, and printed for millions to read. And here's what's even stranger. They never retracted it. History books ignore this. Science books pretend it never happened. But the archives don't lie. In the late 1800s, there were still entire societies that rejected the globe model. Some claimed the truth was being hidden by governments and elite scientific institutions. Could this 1897 article be a glimpse into what we weren't supposed to know? Ask yourself, why was this erased from history? What else have we been told that's not the full story?
Right? And how many people have died in this pointless freaking war? Because you know what? Up here is this whole why. War is a racket, okay? All of this is just all about the money. And I want to know, what's the goal, Piers? Why are these people, these warmongers, they don't give a shit about Ukraine. They're just trying to mess with Putin because they want war with Putin. You know why? Which country has the most natural resources and minerals on the planet, Piers? You want to take a guess?
Where's Russia?
Russia, $75 trillion. It's all about the money. None of these people give a shit about the Ukrainian soldiers. Piers, zero. And you guys want to talk about freedom? What's the conscription that's happening in Ukraine? I've seen the videos. They run up to men, sons, fathers, uncles. They grab them out of the street. They throw them in vans and they put them in the front lines. Who's the dictator, Piers? That's a dictator. Okay?
All right.
And I'm not taking sides with Putin.
Okay.
Two things, Piers, can exist at the same time.
Quickly,
bad. Putin's a bad guy, but this war is bullshit.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. So the only way he figures that he's going to get reelected, and as sure as you're sitting there, is to start a war with Iran.
And I'm not kidding when I say that 8 weeks ago in March, she testified before Congress that Iran did not appear to be building a nuclear bomb. This was 8 weeks ago, you guys.
The IC continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khamenei has not authorized the nuclear weapons program that he suspended in 2003. The IC continues to monitor closely if Tehran decides to reauthorize its nuclear weapons program.
What actually changed overnight? And why did it change overnight? And the answer is Bibi Netanyahu. Bibi Netanyahu want is what he gets. He is the effective president of the United States and has been for a very long time.
You live in a country where a man fucked a porn star while his wife was pregnant and he was still elected president. You live in a country where a man transitioned to become a woman after winning a decathlon in 1980, and then after doing so, runs over someone, kills them, runs over a second person, and 4 months later is named Woman of the Year. You live in a country where a man spends 15 months in prison for securities fraud. In a movie they make about him, he punches his wife in the stomach and then kidnaps his own child. And all of you love that movie because I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. It's The Wolf of Wall Street. Who is the face of prison reform in the United States? Who is it? It's Kim Kardashian, who made a tape, is the face of prison reform. If you don't believe me, Google right now Kim Kardashian standing next to President Trump having legislation signed while she's in the Oval Office. She made a tape where she was having sex with Ray J, and now she's getting legislation passed, and you're worried about a meme that you're supposed to post.
And look at the superabundance of heart attacks and strokes and
course.
blood clots.
Yeah, I've been liaising with a group of experts, but they suggest that the gene therapies, which is what these vaccines are, have harnessed the body's ability to produce scar tissue. So it doesn't just repair a vessel, it keeps growing until it blocks the vessel. Wow. So it's harnessed the body's natural process and put it into turbo mode with an aim of killing people off. And what does that death appear to be if you get a blocked artery?
You have a heart attack, or you have a stroke, or you're told you've got lung cancer because you're short of breath, because your lungs are full of it.
So that conspiracy theory where people are trafficking human organs has now gotten a little deeper. So this 21-year-old former flight attendant was arrested for trafficking $3.3 million worth of a psychoactive drug containing ground human bones. Ground human bones. Let me repeat. This former 21-year-old flight attendant was arrested for trafficking $3.3 million worth of a drug containing ground human remains. She was arrested at the airport with this drug called Kush. Over 100 pounds of this drug that's only found on the black market. Take a look at this. This is the article about the stuff that she was caught with and was arrested for. Now, it's totally unclear who is purchasing this stuff. I guess maybe it's people that are tired of the stuff that they've been using, you know, and they want something a little bit different. But this contains human bones. Now, if you go back and check out some of my videos and all the stories that have been coming out of people arrested for selling human bones. It's got to make you think, where are they going? Maybe we know now. Well, she is facing up to 25 years to life. Now, here's the question on my mind, and the question I want to ask you. How long do you think she's going to survive once they found out what she was caught for and the people that she was transporting it for? How crazy is this story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Look at that. That is styrofoam.
What the fuck? It's a fucking ghost. Look at the ghost.
It's flooded. Look at that. See that big crack right there? That's a bathroom break.
Not that I'm a real snow aficionado, but I've never seen that.
It's crazy. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Are they going to hit each other? Oh, my God.
So I'm not entirely sure what is going on here. So the only real explanation is probably those drones everybody's seeing.
Travis Scott?
Yeah.
That was a huge ritual.
But that
right
ritual,
there.
I mean, the stage looked like something out of Hieronymus Bosch.
That was a portal.
Because it looked like a devil's mouth or something, and people were... So that wasn't just a coincidence, because they tried to poo-poo all the criticism, and they said, no, it was just, provocative imagery, but
No, the
saying,
people that, people like me, that we come from that, we knew that was a whole ritual right there. Because I believe he got the power through Satanism and through this type of things. So for him to go to the next level, you have to do something. You have to do some sort of sacrifice. That was a huge thing right there.
That's one of the reasons why I would never go to one of these celebrities' concerts. Most of them are all satanic rituals. Look at Sam Smith. How he transitioned from being this kind, soft person to something completely different.
Huge mistake in the relationship between humans and these other civilizations. And here I want to put a button on this. When we detonated the first atomic bomb and the subsequent ones, when those go off, everybody knows what an electromagnetic pulse is. What they don't know is that there's an attending so-called scalar or longitudinal wave that is faster than the speed of light that disrupts the fabric and communication and propulsion guidance systems of extraterrestrial vehicles. This is why they came in huge force in the 40s and 50s. And this is why every single atomic and nuclear weapon storage facility, processing plant and base and ship has been surveilled by these ET vehicles. Because when those things are used, it's like tearing the fabric of space-time.
Interesting.
Nah,
this must
are you
be
aware that
AI,
we are
right?
sending $40 million a week to the Taliban?
Yes, sir.
Can you name other instances of foreign aid going to terrorist organizations?
We have assisted al-Shabaab in Somalia. There's been instances of the Khamsi network in Sudan, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Hezbollah, Kataib al-Hezbollah, Hayat Tahrir al-Shams in Syria. Dozens of terror organizations have received indirect assistance from U.S. foreign aid.
Microsoft founder Bill Gates is the largest private owner of American farmland. Gates alone holds over 275,000 acres across 19 states. Why do you think Bill Gates is buying up all this land?
Well, one is greed, and it's running America's family farm is off family land. Basically, we can't buy the land once Bill Gates moves into the area.
Yeah.
And what he's trying to do now in the food industry is the same thing that they've done with seeds. You know, when they put genetically modified seeds in, and now he wants to do that with beef. But, you know, America's farmers are proud farmers. And I'm asking Americans not to support fake meat, but to support farmers out here who grow beef like I do and poultry.
If the United States goes to war with Iran in the near future, it will not be because Tehran actually threatens America. It will be because Israel and its powerful lobby in the U.S. have succeeded in creating an essentially false casus belli to mandate such action. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who once commented that 9/11 was good for Israel, has repeatedly sought to commit our government to draw red lines that would narrow options for the White House and de facto require it to take action with the military against Iran. I also would not doubt that Israel, accustomed to behaving with impunity towards its alleged friend and patron in Washington, might manufacture a pretext to draw the U.S. into a new conflict. Something reminiscent of the Lavon affair in Alexandria, Egypt in 1954, or the false flag attack on the USS Liberty in 1967.
We have an executive order on school discipline policies. Under, I believe it was the Biden administration, first Obama and then Biden, the Department of Justice issued guidance that made it almost impossible for schools to enforce adequate disciplinary policies. This created issues in the classroom for teachers and students alike. Basically, they focused on CRT and sort of diversity ideology instead of actually just enforcing the rules in classrooms to ensure a safe learning environment. This executive order revokes that prior guidance and puts us back in a place where hopefully the Department of Education can focus on education and teachers can focus on teaching in a safe environment.
And this was important for you, Linda, as I understand it.
Yeah, absolutely, because it gives teachers the authority now to have discipline in their classroom and discipline the person who is being disruptive.
Great.
We took that away.
Who is in Costa Rica, and he tweets out that the CIA is running a child trafficking blackmail operation out of Costa Rica. If anything happens to me, I did not kill myself. And then like 12 hours later, he tweets out, my girlfriend is working for the CIA. They're trying to plant child porn on my laptop. I would never kill myself. I'm not suicidal. And then the next day he wakes up floating. This is a billionaire in Costa Rica, a billionaire, a crypto self-made billionaire with billions of dollars. He just closed a deal worth like $316 million like 2 days prior. And then he ends up floating in front of his oceanfront condo in Costa Rica.
And that means terminal, that means toast. And I didn't really know what to do, and I was fortunate that my son, he says, Dad, try looking at pH. Sometimes when you change the pH of your body, things happen. And so what I did, I made up a baking soda molasses water solution. And I'm going to show you how I did that. Right now I'm doing, this is over 2 years later, I'm still alive, and I'm doing on the website, www.phgoescancer.com, I'm doing more or less a tune-up of alkalining my body. So this is the baking soda. I'm right now at the stage of putting 2 teaspoons in. So here's 1 teaspoon, and that's 2 teaspoons. I'm going to add a teaspoon of molasses. Now that's a teaspoon of molasses. This is a soft science, and I'm going to put in about a cup of water. All right? I'm going to stir it. Now this is what I did during my whole protocol that you'll see on the website. And then I would mark
James.
Man, that's just sad. You see, people are hungry, starving out here. That's why things like that happen if you throw out money just like that. And that's just how the system was designed. Keep people enslaved. Always pushing to make more money at the end of the day. Money is the root of all evil, but yet we can't live without it.
Great number of things, and among those are work we do together on livestock, helping animals survive either by having vaccines or better genetics, helping them be more productive. It's making a big difference. I was down in Ethiopia seeing how chickens are out there laying more eggs, getting more nutrition, and even some small savings into the household. So Edinburgh happens to be where a lot of the world's best work on this is done, and that's why DFID and the Gates Foundation are funding scientists here.
We take the children of our enemy, which is the white race, and we bring them to the basements in the synagogues where we drain the blood and watch them die there. It's very similar to how we do the sacrifices that we do with the kosher butchering, and so we do that. And then we mix it with the Passover bread, and so we eat the blood of our enemies. And the bodies, we're not cannibals, so what we do is we take those, because we can make some shekels, and we give them to the slaughterhouses, and those are pounds and pounds and pounds of meat that we grind up in the sausage and the hamburger, and that's why we made those the most popular things, sausage for breakfast and hamburger for lunch. And so all the goyim out here are really eating their children. And even when we say this outright and tell you people, you don't believe it. So that's...
Man, what do you guys think? I had a previous video about this and videos before that. What do you guys think about this human meat? I have no words. I like... It's gonna make me not want to eat any fast food anymore. Like, literally. All this shit.
I don't like gay people. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Seriously.
They took atrazine and they put it in a tank with 40 frogs. And 30 of those frogs, they were all male frogs, were chemically castrated. 4 of them turned into females and produced fertile eggs.
You had mentioned several times that you think that the UFO, UAP phenomena stuff is all spiritual.
I'm satisfied that I know enough, and I don't really want to know that much more. Because what I think I know is, this doesn't help me at all to know that. So that's a conclusion I've reached. I'm usually pretty curious. I've stopped being curious about this because I don't want to know anymore.
You truly don't want to know any more about it?
I think I know. I think I know what's up. So I can't prove it, so probably not going to articulate it, but I think I know what's up, yeah.
Can you articulate it? Well, I think it's a really old story.
I think it's a really old story, so.
What is it?
Well, one, I'm a Christian, and I'm fairly sincere about it. I try to be sincere about it.
What was it that led you to believe
Talking to a lot of people. I was really shocked by what credible people told me. I became completely satisfied, I'll say that they were not lying, and that they were right or in the vicinity of right. And then I was like, whoa, I'm out. Because I don't need to go farther than that. I mean, I think that the real struggles are unseen. That is absolutely a part of Christian theology. I didn't fully appreciate it at all. The belief that the real struggles are in the spiritual realm. That has been a constant belief since the beginning of history, recorded history. Everybody has thought that, except us in the West, since 1945. So once you get perspective on this question, you're like, okay, that may sound crazy to someone who thinks buying on Amazon is the meaning of life, but to every other person in the world, we may disagree about what the truth is, I'm sure we will, but we will never disagree with the fact that there's a lot of shit going on that we cannot see or measure with our senses. That is absolutely true. What I find so striking about the UFOs, this is the main takeaway I have, is like, there's this debate, is this stuff, these phenomena, which are clearly, obviously real, I mean, there's no debate about that. There's a lot of that people can't explain in the sky and underwater, we know that. Fact. So the debate is this government technology, is it from outer space, or is it some spiritual realm here? I've already told you my view of it. But what I find so interesting, we know the government's lied about it, they're lying about it now, that's a fact. There's no way around that. They have
absolutely lied about it in very elaborate ways. I am really struck, here's my current thinking on it. The main effort that the US government has put into its disinformation, its lying on this topic, has been not to mislead you on the technology. They're not telling me they don't have anti-gravity technology. It sounds from watching your podcast that they do. Their main interest is in convincing you that the supernatural is not real. And if you watch, and there are people in the media who specialize in spreading these lies on behalf of the government. I'm not gonna name anybody, but like some of them work. Once you realize what the point of the exercise is, it's crazy. And I hope you'll assess all the fact-checking and the skepticism on UAPs through this lens. The main thing they want you to believe is the supernatural is not real. Well, then you have to ask yourself, like, why?
That's interesting.
It is so interesting. Why is that important to you? Why do you care if I think the supernatural is real? Like, why is that? First of all, why is it? How dare you, as my government, try to get involved in my spiritual beliefs? That's totally not your area. So out of there, okay, A. But B, why has that been so important for 80 years for you to convince me the supernatural is not real? Why? Why is that? And of course I can't answer the question, but my gut level response is, well, because if it is real, whatever they're telling you is not real, and if they're punishing you for saying something you know for a fact it's not real, you're not allowed to say that. Oh, not because they don't have no problem with me lying, because they lie for a living. So lying brings no sanction. You can lie all you want. What you can't do is tell the truth. That is a fact. So once you know that, you can sort of reverse engineer their lies and know with some certainty that whatever they're telling you is not true is in fact true. That's exactly the truth. It's exactly the truth. But then you have to ask motive. Like, it's not a profit motive. Like, does it make them rich to deny that there's supernatural forces? No. What is that? And I don't know the answer. But the obvious answer is, well, because they sort of know they're working for supernatural forces, actually. And I think that's probably true.
Is there a specific reason or a handful of reasons, or is this a hunch that you believe that they're working with the supernatural realm or have a relationship?
Well, I can't prove that. I mean, I'm suggesting that. I'm not saying it because I can't prove it, but I'm suggesting it. And if you're asking whether I believe it, the answer is yes. But I believe that for two reasons. One, because I've told that directly by a couple of people who I think seem knowledgeable, and I attach some weight to that.
That's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Share it to everyone you know. Let's get the algorithm up, and thank you so much for supporting this channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.